This video aims to explain how to set up PowerPoint slides for service and record and upload videos made onto YouTube. Bookmarks will be along the bottom for those who wish to skip ahead for their pertinent information. Please keep listening for more information.
All right, good morning. So you come in and you've set your stuff down and you're ready to go. What you're going to do first is you're going to come around to the big black box on the wall. Open this. In this will be a bunch of different switches, but the one you're looking for is the big number 1 button, and you press this to turn on the entire sound system. Next, you're going to go to the front. So you can take the remote control at this point. You don't need it yet. There's a remote control here inside of the door, or it'll be around depending on if they've changed things after I leave. But you're going to go towards the front. I carry this with me just because I find it easier. Once you get to the front, you'll go to the side of this organ cover panel, and along the wall at the top there will be a tiny remote and a drop down. On the drop down, you press the down button and you take the remote off the wall by the Velcro. You'll see the screen starts to lower, and you walk to be directly under this projector. Now, something I want to cover quickly before we move on is that at the front of the sanctuary there are a set of switches for the headlights. These headlights are wired to the power of the projector, so you'll want to make sure that these are all on, specifically this altar light, for the projector to be able to work. If the projector is not working, you may check first that the light is on. Once you've dropped the screen, you go directly under this projector, and in your remote control in the bottom left is this power button. You're going to look up and hold this up towards that and press it once. The light will turn to green, and that'll tell you that it's turned on. At this point, you can return the Velcro back up to where it was and move on to the next step. I pick up the remote control. Next, you're going to walk towards the back. At this point, when I'm in range, I hit the power button in the top left of this remote control to turn on the television. Next, we head over to the computer. It's important that you do these things before you turn on the computer, as the computer is problematic and will have issues if you try to turn the computer on first before you turn on the projection system. Next, you'll take your seat, move your stuff, and there should be a flash drive sitting on top of the computer. This will have the PowerPoint presentation for the Sunday service, or if you have something you're trying to present yourself, you'll use that. Take this off, open up the computer, hit the big red, or I suppose blue, power button, and this will light up the system. Now, I will warn you now that this power system is extremely slow. Our computer needs to be given more information or get a faster update, but we're not there yet. You'll use the login that you have. For right now, it's on my login. It won't look like this for you if we are successful in removing my information from this. But at this point, once it's logged in and open, you take your USB, you plug it into the side, get it right the first time. This will pop up the file folder with the Sanctuary PowerPoint presentation inside. This may take a few minutes if it's in the morning because sometimes it runs a little slower, so be patient. Double click on this. It'll open up the presentation. Along the top side tabs, there's one called Slideshow. Click on this, go to the far left and click From Beginning, and it will take you to the presentation mode. This will allow to see the current slide as well as the next slide, while up there, all they see is the current slide. Same as in the back. Up there, all they see is the current slide. At this point, to go through the service, you'll hit the next arrow and it'll bring you through the different slides. When you're done, bam, service is over. It'll take you out of it, or you can hit escape. You can close it down in the same order. You close out the presentation, you close out the file folder, you log out of the computer, or however they're having you do it at that time. You hit the power button, you close the computer, you take out your USB and put it back on top or wherever they've directed you to put it. You head back to the front, hopefully remembering the fact that you need the PowerPoint, not the PowerPoint, the remote. At this point you can walk back around, hit the power button to turn that off. I'm going to place this back over here so I remember to put it back down and inside of the box. Walk up to the front once again. You will hit the up arrow this time. Take this remote like you did before. That'll go up as you see. Stand directly below the projector, and this time hit the power button twice or until you see the light turn red. When the light turns red, that means it's turning down. It'll turn off main, and then it'll show a power down sometimes it doesn't for some reason. And then you're all done. Well, I suppose. And then you'll head back up to the front, or the back, I suppose. Go back to the power box, pick up the remote control that you left, put it inside the door, click the big power button, you'll hear the sound system go off and the lights will be gone, and then you're done with that.
Hey, so this is how you set up the camera for recording. Now, you come over, you just entered the sanctuary, you come over here to the back. There's this cabinet right here. The right side, there's this bag. In the bag will be the camera. You should have charged it like the day before, the night before, something like that, because if it doesn't have a charge, it doesn't record. So you're going to need to make sure that it's charged. The second thing is your tripod. So you take out your tripod and you would take it up to the front of the church on the right-hand side. I usually sit in the front pew, but you can choose where you want to sit. The camera will clip in to this spot here. So you just pull this back, you slide the camera in, and then it will be sat in. You want it so that the front of the camera is facing that way. And so your handle is like here, because when you go to move the camera around, you want it to be facing that direction. The handle doesn't work very well if it's facing a different direction than the camera. For the tripod, it's super simple. I usually use 3, so I go 1, 2, 3, pull it out all the way, and you clip it down, 2, 3, go to the next one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, last one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Set up, so handle again is facing, and then you would clip the camera in there. Now the controls, if you want, you know, move left to right, up and down, no problem. If you want something that's a little bit more fluid, you can unscrew this to the left, and it makes it really loose. But if you have the camera sitting there while it's loose and you let go, whoop, you're taking a picture of the floor. Or whoop, you're taking a picture of the ceiling. So once you let go of this handle, you would just want to make sure that it's a little snug. It doesn't have to be super tight, but a little snug so that it stays in place. The other control is this one over here. And if you it raises it up in station spot, and it goes down. Once you get into place with it, try not to move it around a whole lot up and down, because you will get noise from moving a lot of things. And going side to side, up and down is fine, but any of the other stuff tends to get a little noisy. As you may have noticed if you've seen our videos, I make noise sometimes, because I'm always like, oh, this is a cool angle. So the camera has a zoom on top and a zoom in and the zoom out on its top. You always want to make sure that the shutter is open. If you open up the screen on the side and it looks like it's nothing showing, check the front shutter. It might be closed. Open it up. When you go to store it, make sure you close that shutter so that the lens is safe. And there's a power button on the back that's red. That starts your recording. On the screen, it'll say recording. If you hit that again, it'll say standby. That means you're paused. Just hit that record button again when you're ready to start recording again. We try to do it all in one recording and then edit in the video upload process. But again, it's your choice. Anyways, that's all the explanation. It's not that difficult. Thanks. Have a good one.
When I'm holding it, this top button is what zooms in and zooms out. Along the front side here is the shutter open and close button. And where your thumb lies is right on the recording button. I hope this helps. For any technical errors, usually you will look inside this box. So when the power is on, it'll show you the splitter and any of the cords in here. I'm not going to go through this because I think it's a little complicated to have to do. And if you need assistance, Pastor Brent has fixed this with me as well before, so he should be able to walk you through it, or you'll have someone else. For the audio soundboard, if you're having issues with the main microphone, our main system has number 2 as the mic at the podium, so pushing this up or pushing this down will make it louder or quieter. Number 3 will be the microphone that the pastor wears. Pushing this up or pushing this down will make him quieter or softer or louder. Max volume is on the top or on the far right. This controls volume for the entire soundboard. So if you've turned this up all the way and you're like, I still can't hear them, and you're in a pinch, then you can push this master sound button all the way up or up as well, and it'll heighten everyone. Just remember that if you have one of these up and that up, you will want to turn them back down on other lines so that they're not overpowering each other. Additionally, if the pastor is at the podium and he has the microphone on, you'll likely want to turn 1 or 2 of these down so that he's not speaking through his regular microphone and the podium microphone. I don't have much more information regarding the soundboard as I didn't use it that often, but mute button obviously will mute the line, so make sure to have that unmuted if you want to use it. I hope this was helpful and a general guide into the soundboard system.
For the editing process, I personally recommend Video Editor, something that comes with most Microsoft computers. You can find this by looking in the search button in the bottom left and typing in Video Editor and selecting the first option. You'll be prompted to create a new project, at which point it'll open something like this. In the top left, you can click Add to add any media or videos that you want to export from your computer or uploaded files. These you'll be able to click and drag and drop into your storyboard. Storyboards can be rearranged to match whatever style or order you would like, and can be trimmed or split to create any sort of editing effects that you would like. Title cards will be simple slide cards that you can change duration or text, background color, and provide simple information, but cannot be a video in itself. Once you are done with your editing process, you will click Finish Video, which will prompt you to export it into one of your file folders, at which point you can move on to the uploading process. So, once you have your edited video, you're going to go to the main page of the YouTube login and go to the top right corner. In this button, you click Create and Upload Video. When it comes here, you'll select the file that you wish to choose. In this case, it will be the December 4 recording. In this box, you can place any information about the date. So today would be for December 4, 2022. Today, Pastor Joel Brandt was giving sermon. In this drop-down section, you'll be able to select this breaking point. If you wish to create any bookmarks, you can add them at this time. So bookmarks appear at the bottom of a YouTube video and allow the users or watchers to click through them at certain time tags to see specific sections of the video. Once that is set, you can either add any other information about contact details at the bottom, or you can move on to the next slide. Subtitles will be automatically added to the video, so you do not need to add them unless you have a specific part you want to manually type in. Checks will go automatically, and typically I would just say hit public and it'll appear once it's done uploading. At this time you can hit publish and it'll begin uploading. First will be the SD version and then it'll upload the HD. When both are complete, you're all set to leave the page. I hope this has been a helpful guide on how to set up PowerPoint slides for service and recording videos for YouTube submissions. Thank you for listening.